So for problem number 10, we're again using the quadratic formula. So what I want to do is, again, I need to have in the right form. So I'm going to need to go through, I need to subtract 7 from both sides. So that's going to give us 2x squared plus 10x minus 7 equals 0. And so now I'm going to go and use the quadratic formula. So let's see, this time my a is 2. My b here is 10. And my c here is negative 7. And let's see if we can work on cleaning this up. This would be negative 10 plus or minus, we'll get that square root in just a second. 2 times 2 is 4. So grab the calculator. We'll have 10 squared minus 4 parentheses 2 parentheses negative 7. That's 156. Over 4. Well, 156 is divisible by 4. Goes in there 39 times, so I can write that 156 is 4 times 39. And then I take the square root of 4, it's 2, so that should simplify to 2 square root of 39. So again, you can also do it on your calculator if you want to check that. So now got a common factor of 2, so I want to divide each of these by 2. So let me just write out that step. I'm going to cross out these 2's. And that's going to leave me with my answer. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 39 all over 2. Let's move on to number 11. So here we're going to solve this. My LCD here is 18. So I'm just going to multiply both sides by 18. So when I do this, 6 goes in 18 3 times. I'm going to put that 3 in front, just to kind of make it easier to work with. Here the 18ths are going to divide out. So instead of writing it as x plus 3 times 3, I put the 3 in front. I'm going to distribute that 3. That gives me 3x plus 9 equals 7. I'm going to go ahead and take away 9 from both sides. So that gives me 3x equals a negative 2. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So that gives me a negative 2/3. Just to note, since we didn't have any variables here, there was no restrictions on our x. So the negative 2/3 is going to work. Let's take a look at number 12. My LCD here is 9 times a minus 8. And I'm just going to note here that a cannot be equal to 8. So I know if I get that, we'll need to toss that puppy. So now I'm going to go ahead and multiply each term on both sides by the LCD. So this is going to be 9 times a minus 8 times 9 times a minus 8 times 9 minus a minus 8. Alright, so let's see what we can divide out here. For first one, I can divide out the a minus 8s. So that gives me 9a. Here the 9s are going to divide out. I'll get a plus 8 times a minus 8. On the other side, a minus 6s divide out. I get 4 times 9. So here I'm going to need to distribute. It gives me 8a minus 64. 4 times 9 is 36. Combining like terms, I get 17a minus 64 equals 36. I'm going to bring it up over here because I am desperately running out of space. And I'm just going to recopy. I'm going to go ahead and add 64 to both sides. That's 100. And I'm going to divide by 17, so that gives me 100 over 17. And that should be our solution set because our restriction was that it couldn't be equal to 8. Now remember the way we would check that. If I wanted to check that answer, I would need to plug it back to my original equation. I first do the left side. So I would put that 100 over 17 on the top. 100 over 17 minus 8. Hit my right arrow key to get out, plus 8 over 9. So I get a negative 17 over 9 on the left side. Let's do the right side. Get the same thing. That's how we would check it. All right, let's try this next one. Well, this denominator is going to factor into these two. So we'll have x plus 4 over x minus 5 minus 1 over x plus 5 equals 10 over x plus 5 times x minus 5. And our LCD is going to be the x plus 5 times x minus 5. And that means our restrictions, x cannot be equal to 5 or negative 5. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to need a little more space here. So let me slide this over a little bit. So multiply that first one by x plus 5 and x minus 5. Second one by x plus 5 over x minus 5. And the last one also by x plus 5 and x minus 5. You take a deep breath. X minus 5's divide out. Left with x plus 4 times x plus 5. On the second one, the x plus 5's divide out. So we'll have a minus 1 times x minus 5. Last one, everything divides out. So we're just left with 10. So we're going to need a FOIL here, x squared. Outer terms will be 5x Here terms would be 4x, that adds to 9x. 4 times 5 is 20. Here, distribute the negative 1, get negative x plus 5 is equal to 10. Combining like terms, we'll get x squared plus 8x plus 25 equals 10. And then I'll need to subtract 10 from both sides. So that'd be x squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. See if I can write that so it's more legible. This we can factor. If you look at factors of 15, 3 and 5, they add up to 8. So this is x plus 5 times x plus 3 equals 0. We'll set each of those factors equal to 0 and solve. And this first one, we'd have to take away 5 from both sides, so that's x equals negative 5. Second one, we'll need to take away 3 from both sides, that's x equals negative 3. Now remember your restrictions up here. X was not allowed to equal to 5 or negative 5, so we have to reject this one. But we'll keep the negative 3. Now I'll leave that as an exercise if you want to check and verify when you plug in negative 3 on both sides, you get the same number. Alright, so let's look at an application. So suppose that 40 deer are introduced in a protected wilderness area. The population of the herd P can be approximated by 40 plus 20x all divided by the quantity 1 plus 0.05x, where x is the time of year since introducing the deer. Determine the time required for the deer population to reach 220. So we're just going to set this equal to 220 and solve. My LCD will be that 1 plus 0.05x. I'm not going to worry about the restriction on the value of x because my x is time. It's got to be a positive number. My restriction here would be a negative number. So let's just go through and multiply through by our LCD. All right, this side's not too bad. Those just cancel out or divide out to become 1. I'm going to put it up here. So I get 40 plus 20x. On the other side, I'm going to distribute that 220. I'm going to give myself some more room here. $220 times 1 is 220. If we take 220 times 0.5, that should give us 11. So let's go ahead and subtract 40 from both sides. And I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides. Sorry, 11x from both sides. So that gives us 9x equals 180. If we divide by 9, that gives x equals 20. So it will take 20 years for the deer population to reach 220. So let's take a look at number 15. So now we're working with radicals. So again, I got to get that radical by itself. So add 1 to both sides, that's 4. My index is 3, so I'm going to raise it to the third power. So that would give us 8x minus 1 equals 64. We're going to go ahead and add 1 to both sides. And then we're going to divide by 8. Now we can do a quick check here. Remember, this is a cube root. And remember, when you're doing this left side, if you want to do it on your calculator, just be a little careful how you enter that in. So I'm going to type my 3, second caret key. My 3 should push up. 8 parentheses, fraction key, 65 over 8. Close the parentheses. Subtract 1. And then remember, hit your right arrow key to move out. Because that second subtract 1 is not underneath the radical. We get 3 equals 3, so it does check.